truth.
No chaser.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Frank here from Truth No Chaser. And yes, you have entered another episode of Frankie Sports Bar, a place you can get your sip on and your weekly dose of sports, all in one place. Listen, let me start off by saying, please support the brand, please. Pretty please. With sugar on top, I need you guys to go support the brand. Check us out at Truth No Chaser on Facebook. I want you to subscribe to our YouTube with Truth No Chaser. I want you to visit our website, www.thetruthnochaser.com. That's where you can keep up with the latest what's going on in us and get you some fly gear at the shop while you're at it. And go to our Instagram and follow us at truth_no_chaser. Please support the brand. Please support the brand. Yes, but just kicking it off, I want to talk a little MLB with this tentative schedule to return in July. And they're projected to have still have a season of under 100 games. Let me tell you, they're planning to move forward amicably like some of these other sports like wrestling, UFC, without the fans. And I got to say, I don't like it. I don't like it, man. The fans play a huge part in the game. As a person that travels to games myself, I just, the crowd noise plays a factor in, how it affects the game and the play. And it's just the camaraderie. But I do get it. There's no way you can socially distance at a game. So I get it, I just sure hope they figure this mess out by the time NFL season starts, because that schedule just came out last week, and I'm way too excited. I'm just too excited for sports in general. You know what I'm saying? But again, we'll stay tuned with that and see how that unfolds. Hopefully I'll get my wish. But moving on, I got to talk about The Last Dance, baby. That's the hottest thing smoking on TV right now, man. That's the hottest thing smoking. But I will say this, man. Starting off with The Last Dance, got a few takeaways from it. And number one, I should say, is, man, the media really ain't shit sometimes, man. They really ain't. They found a way to try to really, throw salt in the wound when MJ's dad died, man. James Jordan, rest in peace. I remember that when I was younger vividly, because if it didn't happen on court, I wasn't really following up on that, So I know I'm not the only one, but man wasn't even buried yet, man. Investigation, and they just trying to. They got all these theories about his gambling debt, and they don't, they think that the 18-month layoff was a suspension from David Stern, and it was like, yo, they pretty much forced this man out the game that first time, man. This man gave his all and brought the league back, to relevancy. And man, oh man, media, man, I understand that it's your responsibility and you're obligated to cover the story first, but there's no sense of sympathy or empathy at all in that game. And they were just on mic, man. But an even iller takeaway from that last episode, episode 7 and 8 that aired on Sunday, man, it's a real double standard when it comes to that leadership role, ain't it? To be honest with you, we praise the leaders with zero understanding of the work ethic. You understand? Like, I love one thing that he said, man. Like, when they say a true leader leads by example, that's an understatement. because I love what Mike said, man. I ain't never asked anybody of nothing that I wouldn't have expected of myself. And it showed. It showed on the court and off the court, man. And you saw how emotional he was getting, man, when he was talking about if you didn't approach the game like me, then I just couldn't rock with you. You know, and if I had to be the bad guy and I had to carry the butt of the heat, then so be it, man. The boy was getting emotional talking about that, man. And it's amazing because, again, we praise those leaders without actually doing the homework on the work that it took to get them to that level and to get them to that mentality. You understand what I'm saying? That it's a fine line between leadership. Matter of fact, there is no line between leadership and friendship. You know, I never seen a successful leader that didn't have a little bit of crazy in him. I'm gonna say that again. I never seen a successful leader that didn't have a little bit of crazy in him. You know, it doesn't matter what facet of life you're talking about. If you're talking about financial tycoons like Warren Buffett, or, you know, activists like Malcolm X, or, you know, entertainers like James Brown. You know how he used to treat his band? That's because he needed perfection. He didn't want it. That man was batshit crazy. I never heard a successful leader that wasn't a little bit crazy, man. And it's not just the male. I know I just mentioned all males. It's not just the male gene. I can take it further than that. I can go all the way back to the OG, the queen of queens, Miss Harriet Tubman. I remember back in days of school, they used to be like, Harriet Tubman would lead the slaves to the north and lead them all to freedom. Hundreds and thousands of slaves to freedom. The end. Nah, buddy. Wasn't until I got older and I realized what get down and lay down really meant. Back in the days, they ain't tell us in school what happened to them slaves that ain't get down. If you riding or not. Do I need to tell y'all what happened to the ones that said not? Man, I never seen a successful leader that ain't have a little bit of crazy in them. So I'm actually happy that this documentary is coming out when it came out. Because I don't know if, you know, the image that they wanted to paint for Mike, you know, all they wanted you to know of him was, you know, the hunky-dory dribbling between the white kids' legs. Sometimes I think that he is me. You know, that's what they wanted you to know. You know. But I don't know if we would have been able to handle as a people the real Mike and the real way he conducted his leadership role. Now that we're older and stuff like that, we can stomach it a little bit more, and it's real. It's real shit. So, you know, next week is going to be the finale, episodes 9 and 10. And it's been great thus far. But, you know, that'll do it for Frankie Sports Bar. You know, the bar's closing. And God willing, I will see you next week. Remember, I know most of these places, you know, just a quick reminder, the ban has been lifted in most states so far, but that does not give us the green light to be irresponsible. Let's still keep the mask and gloves on and stuff like that, man. Don't bring that stuff back to your home. You understand? Let's be smart about this. But again, meantime, in between time, I will see you guys next week. And I'm out. Peace.